Hi there and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at something that many women struggle with, and it's something, you may have heard of it, Superwoman Syndrome. If you're constantly feeling that you need to do all, be all and never drop the ball, if you're exhausted but still pushing yourself to be perfect in every role, then this video is especially for you. I want to start by saying that you are not alone. That feeling of needing to excel as a professional, as a partner, as a mother, friend, volunteer, and somehow maintain a perfect picture of health and home and appearance, it's countless. Every woman battles every day. In my next 15 minutes, we'll explore what Superwoman Syndrome really is, why it's harmful, how to recognize it, and if you're suffering, we'll look at some practical steps to break free from this exhausting cycle. Plus, we'll look at a scripture that will help transform your life and your thoughts about this syndrome. All right, I'm Lisa and I have a passion for freedom. Superwoman Syndrome isn't a clinical diagnostic, but it's a very real phenomenon. It describes the overwhelming pressure women often feel to excel in every role and responsibility in their lives simultaneously. But it isn't just about being busy, it's about the belief that you must be exceptional in your job, in your career, be perfect, and always be present in every situation. Staying fit and looking put together, makeup on, hair did, nails on point, and handling everything with that big smile, not showing any strain. The problem is this standard is literally impossible. No human being has a capability to do all of these things perfectly or at the same time. And it can eventually affect you physically and mentally. All right, so where does these pressures come from? There's a lot of combination of things. So it could be cultural expectations, the roles of a woman, strong black woman, social media highlights, what we see on social media, what people portray. We never really see the background, but what's happening at the front. Fear of judgment or failure, or just being genuinely wanting to care for those who need your care. What makes this syndrome particularly dangerous is it often is celebrated in our culture. Women who do it all receive praise and adoration, which reinforces this behavior. So let's talk about how to recognize it if you're actually caught in this cycle. If you feel guilty whenever you rest or do something just for yourself. If you believe asking for help makes you a failure or weak. You regularly sacrifice sleep to get more done. You don't remember the last time you had a true downtime when you really relaxed. You may feel anxious when things aren't perfect. You compare yourselves harshly to other women and find yourself that lacking. If several of these resonate with you, please know that this isn't sustainable. Our bodies and minds simply aren't designed to operate under these consistent pressures. Something eventually will have to give, and oftentimes it's our health. The price of trying to be a superwoman is very steep, and it affects every aspect of your life. So physically, mentally, with relationships, you can get weakened immune system. We have more increase of heart disease. You may have anxiety and depression, irritated and mood swings, which then affects your relationships, less patience for those who your loved ones. You may feel isolated from your friends. The saddest part is, despite all of these sacrifices, the pursuit of doing it all perfectly actually makes us less effective in our roles. So when you spread yourself too thin, you end up doing 1%, 1%, 1%, 1%, instead of giving 50% or 100% to at least one task. This is where I want to share a scripture which can change your perspective. So it's Matthew 11:28-30. Jesus said, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and have a humble in heart, and you will find rest in your souls. For your yoke is easy and your burden is light." So this scripture has a profound effect. Remember, we're not supposed to carry these heavy weights on our shoulder. We hear about the yoke. We don't need to have that heavy weight on our shoulders. We have Jesus there to support us, to help us. So when you're trying to be this superwoman, you are actually saying to God, I don't need your help. When in actual fact, we know that he is the forefront of everything that we need. So remember the scripture, and don't forget that there is no limitations in God. True strength is found in actually asking for assistance and resting. Start by becoming aware of your thoughts and driving your behaviors. So once you identify these thoughts, challenge them with compassionate thoughts and with truths. Take time to reflect on what truly matters to you most, not what you think matters, but what actually aligns with your deepest values. You could create a short list of 3 to 5 genuine priorities. This becomes your filter for decisions about how to spend your time and energy. Remember, saying yes to everything means saying no to what really matters. This might sound strange, but deliberately do some things imperfectly. It can break this perfectionism cycle. Leave some dishes until the morning. Send an email without checking it 5, 6, 7 times. And notice that the world does not fall apart when things are not perfect. Boundaries aren't selfish. They're necessary for sustaining giving. Identify what responsibilities you need to delegate. Practice saying, I can't take that on right now, without an apology. When you say no to what drains you, you can say yes to what truly deserves your energy. So identify areas where you need help and reach out, connect with other women from mutual support groups. I'm with a group called Soul Purpose 360, absolutely fantastic. I'll put some information in the comment box. This rest isn't a reward for productivity. It's a necessary part of healthy life. Block time in your calendar for real time down. Relax. Plan regular activities that you enjoy and that can boost your energy. As you work to break free from this Superwoman Syndrome, we need to refine your successes and what strength really means. Real strength isn't never needing help or rest. It's having the courage to be vulnerable, to set boundaries, to care for yourself as well as to care for others. If you're not here, then a lot of things will fall down. So you need to look after yourself. Imagine if we modeled ourselves on a healthy approach for the next generation, instead of teaching our daughters, our children, our nieces, our other young women that this has to be, you have to be able to do this, you cannot stop. Compassion, self-compassion. This isn't about doing less or caring less. It's about focusing on your finite energy and what truly matters and letting go of the rest. I want to emphasize that breaking free from Superwoman Syndrome isn't a one-time decision. It's a daily practice of choosing a different way, and some days will be harder than others. Progress is the key, step by step by step. So as we finish today, I want to invite you to take one small step towards breaking free from Superwoman Syndrome this week. Share in the comments what step you're committing to. We can encourage each other on this journey. Remember the scripture we discussed. Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. You deserve that rest. You're worthy of care, not because of what you accomplish, but simply because of who you are. Thank you for spending the time with me today. Please share this video with somebody that you think may need it. So until next time, be gentle. You're doing better than you think.